Guys, listen, I'm gonna give you a little lesson about delayed gratification. I've mentioned a couple times to a few of my guys that I might be thinking about selling my truck because I might be relocating to Mexico. My wife and I have been talking about that for a while. We think there's a lot of potential in Mexico for the second phase of our business plan. But anyways, as I mentioned that to my guys that I'm going to might be selling this truck because if I'm going to be most of my time in Mexico, there's no point of having a now $60,000 truck sitting in a being covered up, not being used other than maybe once or twice a month, if that. And so a lot of the guys have actually very seriously have asked me if I would sell it to them. And my response is this, guys: if you're in a similar position, let's say you're making $25 an hour and you're young and you have no kids and you don't really have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of bills, you might think that buying a freaking truck, maybe a truck of your dreams, whether it's a Raptor or something else, maybe it's a car, who knows. If you're thinking that because you're young, you're working full time right now, and that it is a big payment, but that you only live once, if you're the type of guy that's contemplating that, I'm gonna tell you right now that is definitely the wrong way to think. Delayed gratification means that you put off something that you want for a later time so that you're in a position to get that thing without any repercussions. This truck has a note about $60,000. That is about a $1,200 to $1,300 monthly payment, plus insurance on top of that, which for somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience, and if you're like me that had a bit of a crappy driving record growing up, you might be paying anywhere from $100 to $200 insurance. That's easily a $1,500 monthly payment for a vehicle. And the reality is, I tell a lot of these guys, like, look, guys, right now we're busy and we're working and it's great. But if someday we slow down and you don't have work for 2 days, that's half of your freaking month's income in this truck alone. And that, guys, is what we call being car broke. And you probably see it in some of our homies, some of our friends, that you pull up to their house, they have a badass car, a badass truck, but they live in a shitty ass house in a broken down ghetto apartment, and they don't even have money to pay your lunch, right? We all know a guy or two like that. So no, guys, this is a horrible investment. I waited many years to buy this truck. I had this truck on the screen of my screensaver on my laptop for like 3 freaking years, no joke, until finally I decided to buy it. And the reality is, now that I had it, I've enjoyed it for 2 years, but now I'm looking at buying other things, right? That's a conversation for another day. But now I'm thinking about buying assets, buying land, buying rental properties, investing my money back into the business. This truck is fun, don't get me wrong, but guys, it's time to change your mindset. And please don't make a silly mistake. Don't go car broke. We're not in the place for that right now. If you're making $20 to $45 an hour, there's a lot of other things